Hello, everyone. So we have been recording this session as many of you might still be on holiday and therefore not able to join a live meeting. So the main objective of this meeting is to move forward in all arrangements for you and your customers who will be traveling to attend the Logiconomi Forum in Antwerp. And to secure the smooth logistics and the guest management, we need your cooperation in collecting the travel details and the hotel information for all your visitors. But let's start with the registration status, Tony.
Yes, registrations are going quite well. We are planning for a similar number of guests as we had at the last Logiconomi event in 2019, which was around 250 guests plus hosts, which meant we had around 500 people in total. As you can see at the bottom of this form, we have around 220 so far. We recognise that there have been some delays due to the impact of the holiday season. If you look at the columns, you can see how the balance is working out between guests and hosts. Some of them are exactly as we would expect. If you take the Netherlands, for example, we have 11 hosts for 34 guests, which is a great balance. Some markets have still got some registrations to take care of, which we can see, for example, Germany, where we have just 6 guests to 12 hosts, but that's, I guess, due to the fact that we are still awaiting further registrations. If we go to the bottom, there are some markets which have not yet registered anybody, so please, if we can get onto this as quickly as possible. I would also mention that Belgium at the moment has not started to load their registrations. That's probably going to be 100 people, so you can see we are quickly getting up to the numbers we're expecting, and we will potentially have to cut the numbers off at one point in time because we will have an ultimate limit. So please ensure your most important customers and hosts are registered as soon as possible.
Great, thank you, Tony. Also, can you take us through the program? We have added a few details in here.
Yes, the program is now quite simple compared to the original plan that we had where we were using 2 different groups. We're now having one group for the whole program, which means that everybody arrives for a commencement of the presentations at 2 o'clock on the Tuesday. The program continues through to the evening at 9:30. Then continues the following morning at Handelsbeurs from 9 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock we all transfer to Logiville and depart from there in the afternoon starting around 1 o'clock. So the program is simple. The most important thing now is to get the logistics right, which is what today's meeting is all about.
Yes, indeed. And as you can see from Antwerp Central Station, we are putting some shuttles as from 12:30. But what if I would arrive earlier?
If you arrive earlier, please use the time to go to your hotel, which will be in the vicinity. Use the time to preferably check in if you can, or at least leave your luggage there, take a cup of coffee and arrive at Handelsbeurs no earlier than 1 o'clock. The reason for this is that we'll be using the time up until 1 o'clock for final technical checks and rehearsals, and obviously we don't want our guests arriving whilst that's taking place. So arrival from Handelsbeurs any time from 1 o'clock, but please be there by 2 o'clock when the program starts.
Yes, indeed. And as you know, several hotels are in walking distance as well from the central station as to Handelsbeurs, and the others are really in a short driving distance with a taxi. You can also see the departures schedule. We have started to put some shuttles as from 1 o'clock until 3:30. That might be updated and adjusted once we have received, of course, all travel data. So let's go on. A very quick checklist so far. So have you been registering yourself as a host and your customers? Because this is really mandatory that you go to the landing page of the Logiconomi and make the registration. This is how we know who is coming, and it populates our master file as well. So have you also booked your hotel room in the selected hotels? If not, please do so, because the hotels, we have room blocks. But it's only when you are booking online with your credit card that your room is secured. The hotels have been very nicely booking some or keeping some rooms for us, but we don't have a contract with them. So at some point, if the rooms are not used with our guests, then they will be released on the market.
That's
and the third thing, sorry.
now, isn't it? That's really critical right now because some of those room blocks are going to be released fairly soon by the hotels, I think, isn't they?
Yes, they are starting releasing, let's say mid-August, then again another part end of August, and then beginning of September. Normally they will release everything which is not used. So it's indeed, it starts to be critical. Another critical thing is to make your travel arrangements, as the flights, the availability on the flights, or even the rates might raise very quickly. And so it's better to book sooner than later, because I think you had an experience with that, Tony?
Yes, I've noticed in flight bookings recently that if you leave it just 1 week, the flight price can double. There's clearly a shortage of space on a lot of the airlines at the moment, so please don't leave your bookings for air tickets too late, because it could have a problem when it comes to availability and certainly cost.
Yeah, it's probably better to take a cancellation insurance than to wait too long to book a ticket.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is our master file.
So as I understand it, every time a customer or a host is registered on the landing page, this is where the data ends up.
This is where the data ends up. I'm receiving the registration lists from the online team, and I am populating this Excel sheet with the latest data received from the registrations that have been done on the landing page, indeed.
So this is the master file. If someone's not registered on this master file, then we don't know they're attending.
Indeed. So we really collect the data, first of all, from the registrations on the landing page, and then we put them in this sheet. And this is really the working file, and as we call it, the master file. So for this master file, to keep this master file updated and correct, we need your cooperation. We need you to verify all the data. So all the data that is already in there from the registrations, please just take a look at it and update it. Check the first name, the last name, the company name, the country, because this is important for the badge printing. We would not like to have wrong badges. It would be very embarrassing with our major customers. The email address is also an important one, because this is where we will be sending the train tickets, for instance, or the parking links, or for further communication. So please make sure the email is correct and it's from the individual person, not from an assistant who has been doing the registration on his behalf. The travel way, of course, will also help us to plan the transfers and also to make the necessary parking arrangements. So please check that one. And of course, the accommodation, we need to know who is staying where, so that we also can arrange the correct transfers and the capacity in the buses. So if that data is not correct, please use the master file, go to your country tab and make the necessary adjustments. And we can give you a little demo how this works. So let's show you the master file. Can you see my screen?
Absolutely.
Great. So you have here the first tab, the master list. Please don't touch that one. That's my private one. But you can see here below, you have all the countries and you can adapt, adjust, update in your country. This is now just to show you a little demo of the file. You can see here the first name, which should be John and not Do. So we need to change that in John Do. Please also make sure that you are consistent. Only the first letter should be a capital and all the other letters should be small letters. The email address is not complete.
Should there be an H at John? Pascal, should there be an H in John?
No.
No, okay. Just
not in this, John.
That was right. That's perfect.
So the email address was not complete, so we also will update that one. The company name is fine. Coming by plane, that's great. Needs accommodation, fine. I'm invited by many have said Toyota Material Handling, or something like that. We would really prefer to have the name of the person. So Tony, I will just put your name in here. The red columns, please, these are mine, so you don't have to take any actions there. So all the blue ones that you can see here, it's the step 1. That's the data that has been filled in the registration during the registration process. So that's only for you to check and to update if the data is correct. Then we have the green part, which is now where you have to take action. That's concerning the travel details. First of all, we would really appreciate if you could fill in the function of your visitors. So we will put here logistics director, for instance, and he will be arriving on the 27th. The timing, if you know the correct timing, fine. Otherwise, if you don't have the flight tickets yet, you can just put an approximate time. Let's say that it's 11. The flight number, if you know it. Do you need a train ticket from Brussels Airport to Antwerp? Yes or no? Yes, in this case, because I'm traveling by air to Brussels Airport and I want to go to Antwerp. Of course, if you are traveling by train, you only have to fill in the columns that are related to the train journey. And please, if you come by train, go to the end destination being Antwerp Central Station. If you are arriving by car, then of course we would like to know if you need a parking spot. If it's yes, you say yes, but if you're a passenger, for instance, if you are carpooling with a colleague, you can just add here carpooling. So I will be carpooling. And that, sorry, I will put here other, and I would put it in the column Y, where you can put any comments. Carpooling, voila. The hotel, in which hotel will you be staying? We have here the selected hotels. So one of the hotels, I hope. If not, you can also take others, but we really do not recommend to be in another hotel because we will not be arranging transfers from others. So let's say that we are in the NH. And then for departure on September 28th, as you have seen, we will have several shuttles running to Brussels Airport or to Antwerp Central Station. And you can choose a timing. So if I choose here a timing, train 1400, no, I'm not arriving by train, so I need to go back to Brussels Airport. So this is the right column where I should book my shuttle. And that's it.
How long before the flight do you recommend the shuttle should be?
Well, if you look in the columns, there is always a comment from my part if you need a little bit more information. So we should recommend by air to take a shuttle between 2 hours 30 and 3 hours prior to flight departure.
Okay, thank you.
So you can find this additional information in the comment boxes. That's it. That's what we need from you, to fill in all the green columns and to check all the blue ones. Thank you for your...
Quite straightforward. But no, it's essential because this is a logistics event. We want to get the logistics correct, and we don't want to be remembered for things not working out. We want to have everything as smooth as possible for all of our guests, both internal and external.
Absolutely. So what do you have to do next? Well, I think I've been showing everything. Open the SharePoint file, fill all the data, also choose a shuttle for departure, and make sure that this file is updated at least once a week. We have some updated information from the last meeting that we had end of June. We will go quickly through it. You can, of course, always look at the slides later on again, but just a few additional information. For instance, if you arrive by car, we now have the parking link where you can book your spot. But also, if you arrive by car, make sure that you have checked the special link for Antwerp City, because Antwerp is a low emission zone. So either you have to check if you can enter due to the emission of your car, or you will have to register your car if you are coming out of, let's say, out of Belgium and Netherlands. I think, Tony, you have had that experience.
Yes, I've tried that. It does work. It takes about 2 weeks for the registration to be confirmed. So don't leave it too late. Otherwise, you'll end up with a penalty.
Thank you. If you arrive by train, I've mentioned it, please, end destination should be Antwerp Central Station, not Brussels Midi or whatever other station. Go to Antwerp Central Station. We will have shuttle services from 12:30 to 2 o'clock from the station to Andersburg, but it's also in walking distance. It's only 15 minutes walk, let's say. If you arrive by plane, we recommend you to choose Brussels Airport. Charleroi is not a good option. Then from there, you can take the direct train from the airport to Antwerp Central Station. There is a train every 30 minutes and the journey itself is also 30 minutes. And then again, the shuttle services can bring you to the Andersburgs. This is just a quick map where you can see the parkings and also where you can see the walking from the central station to the Andersburgs. Again, the train ticket, we can arrange it. You just have to request it in the SharePoint file. So in the Excel file, request the ticket. Please be aware that we will share that data with the train company and they will be sending the e-ticket to the individual person. So I need a correct email address and please inform your customers that they will receive an email from BRail, not from Pascal van den Driessen, not from Logiconomi, not from you, from BRail. There is a QR code that you should keep on your mobile phone because the QR code will also open the gate to the train station. And the train station is just on level -1 of the airport. So you don't even have to go out of the airport. You just go down in the airport. How can you support your guests with accommodation? I'm not going to go into detail. We have already explained this. But the main thing here is that you select your preferred hotel where you will be booking your room and you share that link with your customer so that he can book his room in the same hotel and that you can stay together in the same hotel. The links again, the rates again, please use the codes because if you are not using the code or the adapted link, we will not know that you are from the Toyota Group and we will not know how many people are staying in that hotel and how many buses we have to book for the transfer. So please use the booking links. Where can you find more information? I have already mentioned that we have a shared folder that everyone can access where I am updating and putting new information all the time. I've also a folder with the registration lists, but that would be only for the independent distributors, for instance, that could not access the SharePoint file as such. So to sum up, for the EMSCOs, use the Excel file on SharePoint. This is the link, and update all the data and complete all the data in your country tab. Do that weekly, please. Verify everything, fill in everything. We are adding continuously twice a week the new registrations who are coming from the landing page. And for the ones who cannot access the SharePoint file, please download the file and then you can update and send back to me via email. Do you have any questions, Tony?
I don't think so. Just to stress that time is ticking along. We really do need to get these registrations updated as quickly as possible. I know everyone's got very full inboxes in their emails when they come back from vacation, but please make this a priority. We don't want to disappoint our customers. We want them to have an excellent experience and make the whole investment worthwhile.
Thank you. Well, that's it for now. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Call me or email me, and we will make sure that you get the answer to your question. So bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.